Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. Monday, December 11th, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. A large and gorgeous sun-diving comet is now interacting with the sun. Will it bring large CMEs? We can see a small one kicking off there as it enters. We also have to worry about a large coronal hole now facing Earth. Keep calm, it's boom time, and the full forecast is ahead. At least 6 dead in Tennessee's tornadoes, and our hearts and our prayers go out to those affected. The damage was unprecedented. And more than 1,000 customers are without power days after severe storms cross Alabama. And you can see here Tennessee, over 10,000 without power tonight. And baseball-sized hail pounded Mississippi the other day.
Holy smokes!
Better put your helmets on. Here is the snowfall analysis from the last 72 hours. The big winner is the West, with many regions picking up 2 and 3 feet of snow, especially in the Cascades. The Northeast, well equipped for the ski season, moving into winter. Heavy snow and rain across New England continues. Strong storm impacting portions of Alaska. Heavy snow across the interior portions of New England, with heavy rain closer to the coast, will slowly come to an end as of this evening, and gusty winds are expected across all of the Northeast corridor through the evening. A fast-moving cold front with snow showers and gusty winds are forecast across the plains and the Great Lakes through Tuesday, and a strong storm will impact Alaska with heavy precipitation and high winds. And here we'll take a quick look at that snowfall map for you, and we'll just move it through. Here is your Tuesday into Wednesday. There's that clipper moving through the west, and there'll be some lingering snow for the far northern tier in the Northeast. Here is Wednesday through Thursday. We're going to be seeing a system moving into the Pacific Northwest by Thursday, and maybe some snow down here in the Four Corners region in my neck of the woods for Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe moving into North Texas by Friday. Here's your Saturday and Sunday. What a fun day. Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, we should be seeing another system move into the west and bring heavy snow to the Sierras. If we push this all the way through to Christmas, well, it's looking like the west has the best chance for a white Christmas, and the high elevations of New England as well. And as with any model looking that far out, things will change. All of Russia is freezing, and there's too much snow at the Skiing World Cup. Can you believe that? All of Russia is now freezing. Barring a pocket of heat in the Southeast, Asia has been an icebox of late, with transcontinental Russia enduring its coldest fall in decades. The cold is intensifying further this week. Forecasts fell hundreds of records, with lows of minus 60 C expected. Extreme cold has set in across Russia's 17.1 million kilometer territory, making this the 3rd consecutive year that the country has suffered a big early December freeze. We saw minus 61.1 C in Delyankir and minus 61.1 C in Omaikan. So very cold up in that neck of the woods. Now, have you heard a gigantic wave in the Pacific Ocean was the most extreme rogue wave ever recorded? In fact, in November of 2020, a freak wave came out of the blue, lifting a lonesome buoy off the coast of British Columbia 17.6 meters high. That is a 58-foot rogue wave. The 4-story wall of water was finally confirmed in February of 2022. Who knew? Now you do. As the most extreme rogue wave ever recorded at the time. Such an exceptional event is thought to occur only once every 1,300 years. And unless the buoy had been taken for a ride, we might have never known it ever happened. Now, here's an interesting tidbit for all you climate alarmists. One state had 4,813 wildfires. And guess what? It's not your, well, it is your fault. Only 33 of those fires were natural out of 4,813. That's insane. Earlier this summer, the Northwest Wildfire Coordinator Center put out a warning to the public after they saw a 150% increase in human-caused starts of wildfires. Multiple fires are still under investigation, and local law enforcement is still looking for the public's help for clues that may solve some of these suspicious starts. But the western United States is not alone when it comes to fires being started by careless and malicious humans. North Carolina's Forest Service announced the other day that their state had 4,813 wildfires this season, and only 33 were naturally caused by lightning. Yet, the media ran with the climate change narrative in lieu of the facts. Seismic update. More facts coming your way, not opinions. We have some blot echo activity in Papua New Guinea, specifically out here in Tonga, 6.1 at 238 kilometers. Also some deep activity in the Chile region here in Argentina, 194 kilometers. Hopefully nothing big comes out of that, but we are currently facing a very large coronal hole. And the last time we saw that, we had a large earthquake. Worldwide volcano news update. Normal activity worldwide. A few new names to the list. Nevada de Ruiz, 19,000 feet today. Sabancaya, puffing and passing. Ubinus, back in the profile with continuous ash emissions. Reventador, 15,000 feet. Aoba, a new one we haven't heard for weeks or months. An eruption to 14,000 feet today. Sangay to 20,000 feet. And Mayon to 9,000 feet today with Semaru reporting in at 14,000 feet. And Ducono, 10,000 feet. Santo Huito, 14,000 feet. And Fuego, 15,000. And here we're going to take a look once again at that glorious sun-diving comet. This is the most recent data I could get. And we can see that comet has made its way almost all the way to the sun at this point. We'll take a quick look over here at Lascaux C2. We were just looking at C3, and we can see it's just coming into frame there as it makes its way to the solar disk. We can just watch this through here on Lascaux C2 and take a look at the activity. There she comes. Now, we would expect this to interact with the sun as they usually do and create a large coronal mass ejection off the side it's entering or the backside. This may even stay intact and reemerge on the other side of the sun. That would be fantastic. We will know in the morning if that is in fact the scenario. As we come over to Space Weather News and take a look at the latest HMI intensity, it's going to show you very few sunspots on the disk at solar max. Pretty embarrassing. In fact, a naked sun, but not naked in the sense of coronal holes. Coronal hole 79 now facing Earth is going to be geoeffective in a few days, maybe by, what is today? Maybe by Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday we should be seeing the effects of this plasma wind stream, but there could be geoeffective effects starting now until then, and that means we could see some large booms on the Earth in form of earthquakes. And we could also have some additional effects from this sun-diving comet. So stay tuned and buckle up, Buttercup, as rare red lightning in the form of red sprites are captured by an ESA astronaut. He's not the first astronaut to catch them. In fact, let's take a look at some better sprites, shall we? Here we are over at our Twitter, Oppenheimer Ranch Project, at Diamond the Dave on X, where we are going to show you, and we did post earlier today, this type of lightning known as red sprites. Rarely has it ever been photographed in this detail. Even though sprites have been recorded for just over 30 years, their root cause remains unknown. Some thunderstorms have them, but most don't. And these mysterious bursts of light in the upper atmosphere momentarily resemble gigantic jellyfish. Let's just open the image and enjoy the red sprites. Very creepy. The Pentagon's X-37B is set to launch again. The space plane has spent the equivalent of 10 years in orbit over the last 7 missions. But what those missions are remains unknown. It's like a tiny, take a look at that. It's like a tiny little space shuttle where astronauts go fly and, well, we don't know at all what they're doing there. There's no windows. Now, do we? More mysteries coming in just a moment. Remains of a Paleolithic hut from 16,800 years ago discovered in La Gardama cave in Cantabria. And here you can see some of the evidence of that and the position where that structure once was 16,800 years ago. One of the best preserved prehistoric dwellings in the world. And the link will be below if that is something that interests you. Now, research in mice suggests a surprising link between nose picking and Alzheimer's. I told you. No, I didn't. But a recent study has revealed a tenuous but plausible link between picking your nose and increasing the risk of developing dementia. What say you? In cases where picking at your nose damages internal tissues, critical species of bacteria have a clearer path to the brain, which responds to their presence in ways that resemble signs of Alzheimer's disease. There are plenty of caveats here, not the least that so far the supporting research is based on mice rather than humans, and I don't know very many nose-picking mice. Now, do you? Now here's the big reveal. What are your thoughts on aliens? It's becoming ever clear that UAPs and or UFOs are real phenomenon, but are they of Earth? Are they interdimensional? Are they the government? In recently revealed documents, I think you better buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm about to read you some information coming from Project Sigma back in 1954. On page 16 of the 51-page dossier that will be linked below, and I quote, Project Sigma in 1954 became a separate project in 1976. Are you ready? Its mission was to establish communication with aliens. This project met with positive success when in 1959, the United States established primitive communications with aliens. On April 25th, 1964, the U.S. Air Force intelligence officer met two aliens at a prearranged location in the desert of New Mexico. The contact lasted for approximately 3 hours. Retracted. The Air Force officers managed to exchange basic information with the two aliens, attachment number 7. This project is continuing at the Air Force Base in New Mexico. Oh my goodness. And it gets even better. They talk about recovered craft, the existence or non-existence of alien life, and it goes on and on. Just some mind-blowing stuff coming out here from the government in these Freedom of Information Act discoveries that are now over 50 years old. What are your thoughts? Do you think we actually talked to aliens 50 or 60 years ago in the desert? Right here? Right near me? Wow. I think it's all a psyop. Now let's talk about Tartaria, or the Tartarian Empire. No, it wasn't worldwide, and yes, it's well documented. I learned about it in grade school. Tartary, or Tartaria, is the historic name for Central Asia and Siberia. Ignorance surrounding Tartary's use as a place name has spawned conspiracy theories, including ideas of a hidden past. But we all know that the conquerors rewrite history. So the past isn't really hidden, but people certainly go off on a limb. Now, Tartaria was huge. Here is all of like northern Siberia, which is Tartaria Moscow, and we have Tartaria Independente, all north of India. We have Tartaria China, which is northern China, was part of Tartaria. So Tartaria was once a massive force in all of Asia, and it was conquered. Just like all the empires are eventually conquered and then erased from history. It's not a mystery. It's just what the conquerors do. Now, the bad news is as we move forward, it's getting even weirder towards 3-dimensional DNA industrial nanorobots. Say that 5 times fast. But nanoscale industrial robots have the potential as manufacturing platforms and as self-replicating nanorobots. Well, couple that with AI and the world that we know it is over in just a few years. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. Share this video. It's free. Hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. And be safe. We love you. And that's a boom.